Ramble.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you. I am Ariel, one of your hosts of this wonderful podcast, You Can Sit With Us. And I am joined by my co-host, Becky.
Hi.
And my co-host, Maggie.
Hello.
Matthew's out today, unfortunately. We are going to miss him. Today is going to be a very emotional episode. We're talking about emotions that don't get enough airtime. Mm-hmm. But to start this episode, we wanted to talk about our emotions, about something that's pretty topical that happened over the last few days.
Or last few years,
Or,
came to a head in the last few days.
You guys were talking about Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. How are you guys feeling about it?
My heart is breaking for so many people who are going to be affected by this ruling. And I can't believe it's healthcare. It's healthcare. And how you want to make healthcare as accessible to everyone, and how it's just not being seen that way by the Supreme Court. And
as somebody who's in the healthcare field.
Yeah. You just want to make healthcare accessible to everyone. That's like your main... Like anyone who works in healthcare, you don't want to see people denied. So my heart is breaking for so many people, myself included. Mm-hmm. But so many people are going to be affected by this in so many ways and may not even realize.
Right?
Yeah, because it's like when you do get sick, going to the doctor is hard to interrupt your daily schedule. And so making something like this as accessible as it can be, because it already is so stressful, it's just... Mm-hmm. That's just the bare minimum that we can do.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I just felt very angry. I was disappointed when I heard it, but wasn't too shocked, just because I think this has been something that's been talked about since Trump was elected. Mm-hmm. It was something that was asked of all the Supreme Court justices that were nominated and sent through by one-term presidents.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it just doesn't, I don't think it represents what everyone wants. And I feel very failed, especially by the Democrats. I feel failed by Obama, by Biden, all the people that could have made Roe v. Wade into law and didn't. Mm-hmm. But I do feel very hopeful that there are people who have been working on this for years, community leaders, activists. They knew this was coming. They're ready. They're prepared. They're going to find a way to make this work. And we're all going to open up our wallets and make sure that they have enough funding to make this work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like my general sense is, obviously I'm heartbroken that this is happening. And it makes me feel like something in our judicial system is broken, and that gives me this sense of despair. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that I can do, but like Becky's saying, there are things that we can do.
Yeah. So open up those wallets, donate to great places like the National Network for Abortion Funds, look out for community activists in your neighborhood, look out for resources. Mm-hmm. If you are someone who lives in a state where it is currently trigger bans are going into effect, make sure you are looking for the resources that are out there that can point you in the right direction of things that can come in the mail that can help you, that are FDA approved. And hopefully there will be more ways for you to get out of your state and go to a state where you can be helped. And hopefully things will be getting better.
Well, we're not really going to get into this today because we want to do kind of a deep dive on this topic, and we want to bring in some experts and really answer some questions that I know that I have, I know that you guys have, and so we're gonna put that on the docket for a little bit later in the summer, and so look out for that. And today we are talking about some other emotions that don't get enough airtime. Mm-hmm.
So this was another idea from our brilliant producer, Rainie. She comes up with absolutely amazing Google documents for us to look at. Yeah, round of applause for Rainie. Round of applause. She sends us these really great Google documents with a lot of questions that are great thought starters, inspired by talk circles. So we love that we have this. And today is our emo episode, is what we keep jokingly calling it. Our emo episode. So, I think the emotions that we're all most familiar with or talked about the most, happiness, sadness, anger. But there's some emotions that don't get enough airtime, that maybe don't get talked about enough.
So true.
Yeah. What do you guys think about like wariness? Like when you get a vibe or sort of a sixth sense that something is sketchy or
I feel like
I don't know, like that sort of that feeling in your stomach.
I feel like wariness is generally kind of superseded by just general anxiety for me. Like I can't really extract the two from each other, and my life just has this sense of I'm just always anxious about things. I feel like maybe not as much as Becky.
Yeah.
We all know that Becky is the queen of worry over there.
Being prepared. The queen of being prepared.
But I mean, wariness, like, yes, I'm always feeling, I feel like I'm a very intuitive person. And I always listen to that sense, like if something doesn't feel right, no. But generally I'm not that but I also kind of lead my life in a way that's like, I'm not going to be worried about it. Like I tell myself that I'm not going to be worried about it. Like food falls on the floor. Yeah. I'm not going to be worried about it. There's a very low chance that there's bacteria on it. That wariness doesn't come into play there.
So you're like the two sides of the coin being flipped back and forth.
Yeah, maybe. I suppose.
I feel like I'm queen of wary.
Really?
I'm always like, what happens if we get in trouble, if we break this rule? My sisters love to make fun of me. They're like, Maggie, you are almost 30. Like, why are you still worried about rules? I'm like, but
have you ever been in a situation where that comes true, where you're worried and then you do get in trouble?
I can't think of any specifics, but What?
Maybe that's why you're so worried about it, is because you've never actually gotten in trouble for one of these things. So you don't know.
They're all like low stake things, by the way. We're not breaking laws. We're not breaking laws.
Right. It's like driving in the
Ariel, you and your carpool lane. I can't look at a carpool lane without thinking about you now.
I think about you now too, because the carpool lane is always still so busy during rush hour. And I'm looking at people and I'm looking for car seats. I'm looking for the passenger and I'm like, wait, all these people are also, but I can't tell. Sometimes people are reclined, but I'm like,
right.
I'm really looking.
And you don't know how many car seats they have in the back.
Yeah. Zero wariness.
I feel like we're talking about worry, where this is about wariness, which is that feeling that you get when you're like walking home and it's dark and you're like, I think there's somebody following me. Have you guys ever had that?
Oh yeah, when I've been by myself, of course. I always think there's something that goes bump in the night.
Yeah.
When it's dark out, you see one thing move and you're like, ah!
Yeah, for sure. I can't even go to the kitchen to get a water.
Really?
Yeah, we don't have curtains on the back living room sliding doors, and I don't know, windows in
You're
blackness.
like worried somebody's
really
gonna be
freaking me out because like they can see in, but you can't see out.
Spooky. Right. Spooky of that.
Spooky dooky.
Yeah, we need to get
for
curtains. Sure. Zach's like, why are you so weird? I was like, I can't. Can you go get me a water?
Can you go get me a water? I feel like that's very horror movie-esque.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is they can
strangers,
see in, but you can't see out.
Mm-hmm. I hate it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, being home alone is definitely one of those things where all the noises, you're like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. Do you think guys have that too? Is it just like a being alone thing?
Yeah. I think it's just when you're by yourself. It's spooky dooky.
Yeah.
You're all alone. We're in this world where we're constantly like near people, especially in LA. It's so busy. So it's like very rare to ever be like truly alone.
Yeah.
Very true.
Something's always there. The cats always freak the fuck out of me. I'll be like laying on the couch all nice. And then like, especially Grandpa Barry decides to be like vicious sometimes. And he'll like jump on the bed and pounce on your feet. And that's like horrifying when you're just like,
oh my
cozied up,
gosh.
like, relaxed, and you're like, ah. But it's even weirder when we're not with the cats, like when we're out of town. I get like phantom cat leg. Like I feel like they're down there.
Cat leg.
Yes, because they sleep by our feet. So I'm used to feeling like
Radiating
something, heat, motion. And every once in a while I'm like,
Are you there?
Alfred, Papa,
Oh,
are you there, buddy?
maybe it's one of his friends.
Could be a ghost.
Yeah, it could
Could
be
be
a
one of
ghost.
those ghost cats.
Yeah, for sure.
Bean has been sleeping on our bed, and things have moved along as Bean has gotten older. He used to sleep in his crate, and now we're like, fuck it. He can sleep on the bed.
You have that second kid. You're like, all right, dog, come on.
Come on, everybody in.
Yeah.
But he like growls in his sleep sometimes, where he's clearly having like a doggy dream. You know, where he's like. And so I'm always like, what is going on? Like, like I'll hear it because for some reason, it's probably the like monitors or the kids or something where I just sleep really lightly sometimes, and so I'll hear Bean doing that. And I'm like, does he hear something outside? Like, what is it? What is it? Yeah, because he can hear cars driving into our driveway.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, like
He's a little patrol pup.
Bean can hear everything, and when he's on that bed, he is on guard. It is so funny.
Ugh. Does he ever wake you up at like 2:00 in the morning?
Oh,
if he
for sure.
hears?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, usually not. Like he can kind of, but if he knows that something is nearby and he knows that it's like a noise that, like, say Ned is out or something like that, he can hear Ned come home and he'll wake me up.
Oh my goodness.
Like if he knows something is off.
Yeah.
If he knows that somebody's not, if there are two people in the bed, he's waiting for one of us to come home. You know,
He's like Lassie. He's like, come on. Yeah. Come on.
let's go. Let's go.
Come on. So speaking of beds, you like to be cozy, huh, Ariel?
I love being cozy.
That was our next emotion that doesn't
That
get
was a
talked
good
about
way to
enough.
tee it up. Good job, Bex.
Thank you so much. I feel like it maybe ruins it when we acknowledge it, but
Good job.
sorry.
I think that was
I
a great
acknowledged
one.
it immediately after.
I did it. Who doesn't love being cozy? I'm such a texture
being
person.
cozy.
Yeah. I like have to buy comfy cozy outfits now. Mm-hmm. If it's not, it doesn't feel nice on my skin. I felt that way when I was trying on wedding dresses.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. There was a lot of them that I liked how they photographed, but like putting them on, I was like, oh, I don't like the way this one
scratchy and
feels. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think you probably need something like silky satiny.
Yeah.
Because it's soft.
Yeah.
Often.
I have actually been talking to Wes about coziness a lot
Oh, yeah?
because he is obsessed with his bed, which I love. I love that he's obsessed with his bed, and it is so cozy. He has a twin size bed. You know, we got him like a big kid bed.
Yeah.
But I put bumpers along the sides. You guys have seen his bed, right? It's like he has like sides,
Doesn't roll off.
so it doesn't roll off. And that was for when he was younger. But
Hey, it can happen when you're older.
it's
It happened on The Bachelor. They were sleeping in those bunk beds. Off they went.
oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. They made us think that someone got in a fight. And I was like, okay, enough, Bachelor.
Oh, my
Someone
God.
rolled off a bunk bed. Scary, but
They don't have those little handles on the adult
Yeah,
ones
they
either?
need adult.
I don't know. He rolled off. He rolled off and just like,
Oh my
I don't know,
goodness.
smacked himself on concrete. It was
That's
very
a
like,
long way to fall.
It was bad.
That's terrible. Well, so Wes's bed is very cozy. It's full of, all of his stuffies and all of his and he has like a comforter that half the time he uses, half the time he doesn't. But it is just so cozy in there. And so, when Wes wakes up, I'll be like, how did you sleep? And he was like, good. And I'll be like, were you super cozy? And he's like, I was really cozy. And he's like, Mom, I love my bed. And I'm like, I love my bed too. I love bed.
What a
I'm a big
cutie.
bed fan.
Yeah.
Big bed fan.
There's nothing better than just like coming home after a long day and putting on these I have these pajamas from Target, and they're like the most soft material I've ever felt in my entire life. I will get out of the shower, I'm nice and moisturized, and I slip into those and I just pass out.
Are you guys fluffy comforter people or are you quilt people? Because I have some
I think I'm
relatives who are quilt people.
Fluffy comforter.
We do both.
Okay.
Keith is as hot as the sun.
Yeah.
So it depends on the season we're in.
So right now, no.
Well, actually, yeah, right now I just got a new comforter because we have a duvet with a top sheet and it's too much.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be our winter.
Yeah.
Our winter duvet and the comforter is arriving. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Is it like a
It's linen.
a linen
A heavyweight
comforter?
linen comforter. Yeah, we like the comfy. I like plush.
I like plush.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like for naps, I like to be super just like cozy, but I don't like to be under the covers for naps because it's too much. It's too much. Do you get under the covers for naps?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can't be exposed.
Oh my god!
little body.
I actually bring a throw and I lay on my made bed and I put a throw on top of me.
I get that though. Midday, you don't want to like open up your bed. Yeah, I have a throw on the couch. It's very soft. It was like a birthday gift, and I use my Squishmallow as a pillow. Have you touched a Squishmallow before?
so
Those
squishy.
are so cozy, so cozy. I'm on my third. I got a guava. I'm very excited. She has a little bow. She's very cute. She's winking.
Sassy.
Yeah.
Sounds
Sassy
very.
little wink.
Wait, where are Squishmallows from?
I feel like you should get Wes a Squishmallow.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
He currently sleeps with so Rosanna Panzino, we went over to her house for a pool party one day, and as we were leaving, she's handing the boys plushies of her dogs. So she has Blueberry and Coconut, and they're just these tiny little plushies, and Wes sleeps with it. He has
is so cute.
He sleeps with Coconut and he sleeps with Darth Vader. And
I like it.
And all of his loveys, of course. He has to have like 10 loveys.
Yeah.
It's precious. Those are like the two that he chose.
That's so cute.
Is
He has
coconut.
depth, okay?
Yeah.
Look, it's like the two sides, Darth Vader and then the sweet dog. The niceness, the darkness.
Yeah, it's his conscience when he's sleeping, you know?
That's true. He's got the white dog and Darth Vader. Yeah. And he also thinks that Darth Vader is the main character and is not and is like the good guy.
I think Darth Vader also thinks he's the main character. Am I right?
I know.
Am I right?
Oh man.
Anywho.
Any hooters.
Anywho.
Ooh. Okay. What is a hype, Rainie?
Hype. Get hyped, Ariel.
Isn't that just excitement? How do you get
I feel
hype?
like hype is different than
I
excitement.
feel like it's just a notch higher. You
Okay,
know
well
what I mean?
let's start with the
Hype is a state of
definition.
being.
Let's start with the definition of what is hype.
What is hype?
You get hyped up.
Hyped
Get
up.
yourself kind of like pumped up.
It's a state of being.
So pumped could be a synonym for hyped.
I guess so.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Get hyped.
Hypey.
So how do you guys get hyped? It
Music.
doesn't even say hyped. It just says hype.
Get hype. I get hype with music.
Is that how you use that word? You just say, how do you get hype?
Yeah.
Not hyped. Like, let's get hyped.
That you could also say that too.
Yeah. I'm hype.
Yeah.
That's not even proper grammar.
Ariel, it's 2022. Am I right?
What is grammar?
So if I said I'm hyped with a D,
You could say you're hyped. I think
so
an ED
but that would be incorrect because the term is I'm hype.
whatever
a
you feel
slang
in your
term.
heart is correct.
I feel like if you say I'm hype, it's like you are describing not your way of being, but yourself. Like I am hype. Like I am a ball of fire right now, as opposed to I am a normal person who is feeling excited. I'm hyped.
You could say it that way too. To
You
each
can
their
say
own.
whatever way your heart, hype. Hype is, you're hype.
How many times have you said this in a day?
That I'm hype?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like
Rainie,
Becky's.
how many times do you say this?
Every day, but like on Friday night, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
hyped for this. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I'm tired right now, but
Yeah.
it'll happen. It's okay.
Yeah.
Grammar's often a lot like the carpool lane.
Optional.
You're saying there are no rules?
Yeah.
Or the rules exist, but not to be used?
Yeah. I feel like I think of hype like back in college when we like pregame. Like it's like you're getting ready, you're doing your hair, you're with your friends. The music is bumping. If it was at my college, it was 1,000% Feed the Animals was bumping. Some sort of DJ remix was playing.
Okay.
And you just get like ready. You get excited.
Yeah.
Get put in the right mindset
Get hyped.
to conquer whatever you need
night?
to conquer. Conquer the night, conquer the day. you know?
Yeah.
Huh. What was the last thing you guys got hype for?
Hype. Today.
Today?
Yeah.
Just like,
Zach
let's
is
do
king.
it.
Zach is king of waking up in the morning, immediately turning off his alarm and putting on Spotify, and is just like blaring music in the shower. Sometimes show tunes, sometimes top hits. And I'm like, Zachary, why? But then I just, whenever he's gone, I'm like, it's so quiet. And then I have to fill the void, you know?
I know.
But
I
he's
fill the void
DJ
with
mornings.
music,
DJ mornings.
DJ morning.
I always fill the void with music.
Yeah.
When I'm the only one in the house, I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
We got hype for, we went to see Weird Al last weekend.
Oh.
Weird Al.
Yeah.
So we got hype. It was mostly because I wanted Keith to be hype, because he was like, he had mentioned it offhand that he wanted to go, but was like, there's no way you'd want to go. And so I was like, let's go, Keith. Let's do it. Let's go see Weird Al. So the way I got hype about it was the days prior, I just talked about how excited I was to see Weird Al. And I just would ask Keith a lot of questions like, yeah, what's Albuquerque about? I saw it online. And he'd be like, let me tell you, this song is this. And then unfortunately, it was more of like an unplugged Weird Al, and he only played original songs that we really couldn't hear that well.
What?
And
I didn't know.
It was very disappointing. We hyped for nothing.
Well, at least you hyped, you know?
We hyped. We tried to hype, but it was hard. It was definitely hard. I know. Can you believe?
He didn't play Albuquerque?
No, he did a medley of some songs at the end, and each show was different. He did 2 shows.
Huh.
You went to both?
We went to the first one.
Okay.
Bummer.
And it was
hard.
hard. Al, you were less weird than I wanted you to be.
Was it like a bad improv show?
No, because he was like talented still. He was like still a talented musician. A bad improv show is like, I don't know, guys. But yeah, they were still very talented. Him and his band, they've been together for like, which I learned, 1 billion years. He's had the same 2 guys for like 1 billion years.
Wow.
So it's cool.
Like 1 American billion years?
1 American billion years. Yeah. A literal billion. And I thought Daniel Radcliffe was going to be there and he wasn't. So that was a little bum.
Why'd you think that?
Because he's going to play Weird Al in the biopic.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I was like,
that.
oh, maybe he's in LA. We're in LA. Maybe he'd
Stars
show
will
up
align.
and do like a little song. He didn't. So the hype let me down. The hype let me down. But we did end up going out afterwards. And that was a very fun hype because we were with our friends Mark and Brian. And Mark was staying with us for a couple days. So it was like having an adult sleepover.
Nice.
Which got us also hype.
Buyer's remorse. Ariel, I feel like you're a shopping queen. Do you ever feel buyer's remorse? Or have you shopped so much and like it was a previous, you used to like shop antique goods and stuff. Have you gotten good like honing in that skill? Buying lots?
Yes, I think that being a buyer and like having that be your job, you don't have time for buyer's remorse. It's the sort of thing where like, where sometimes you make good choices, sometimes you don't. And also, you never know when you're buying things for other people, you never know what they're not going to like.
True.
You know? And so you kind of just have to like, yes, absolutely. I have felt buyer's remorse, but I kind of have to like push it back because I'm like, well, I'm not going to dwell on this because then I'm going to be too scared to buy other things.
Right.
You know, like a lot of times I'm not like, if I'm buying for me, for sure, I've had buyer's remorse. I've been like, I should not have bought this. I was shopping with Becky the other day and I got 2 pairs of jeans that I love, but those other pants, took them back.
Oh, you did? Okay. I thought you might.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'm never going to wear these. I got
But you
home.
vibed with them in the moment.
I know,
And I was
I know.
like, we were hyping. We were hype.
We were hype.
At this
Yeah.
dressing room. They put us in like these cute little ones.
Becky and I, we
right
were
next to
trying
each
on
other.
clothes and I was like, Becky, those look amazing.
Yeah.
And Becky was like, Ariel, those look amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. These are perfect. And then I got home and I was like, these are not perfect. These are not perfect. And I took them back. But I mean, yeah. So like stuff for me, for sure, felt buyer's remorse. And usually I take it back. But like if you can't take it back for some reason or something like that. I recently, you guys know, so there's Redress, which is this place in Atwater Village where you can rent a rack.
Ooh.
And so it's owned by this. I chatted up the lady who was working there the other day, and
Is this the one that Joy has her rack at?
Yeah.
I've seen her post about it.
yeah. So I was chatting up the lady, and she was like, "Yeah, it's owned by this Finnish woman," and she was saying that in Finland they do this all the time, where people will have like a shop, a cute little shop, and they will rent the racks out so that like it's not so much a consignment store as it is like you are curating your own rack. So if you want to resell your clothes, you price them, so it's not the same as like a Crossroads where you go and sell them your clothes. You actually go and you like put them on hangers, you price them for yourself, and all the stuff in there is really high quality because it's things that people are selling that are, it's like they're nicer clothes, that they're selling for like $45, $50.
So you have to buy the whole rack? Or how does it, okay.
No. So you go and you try on things from all the different racks.
Okay.
So there's 50 racks in there that are full of, and everybody, of like different sizes and all this kind of stuff. So you look at all the different racks and you pull the stuff that you want to try, and you can buy things from all the different racks.
That's cool.
It's so cool. Yeah. I got like an expensive top there the other day for like probably 25% of what the person was, had bought it for before.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really neat.
Yeah.
And so I actually rented a rack on there.
Ariel's
But when you
rack.
say rent the rack,
Yeah,
wait, you rented a rack?
I rented a rack, and I sold. So I put like 35 items on my rack, right?
Okay.
Of like clothes that I hardly wear anymore. And the 35 things, I probably sold like 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
And are they particular about the items and the quality, or like you have to have this many accessories, you have to have this many pants? No. You can put whatever.
And it doesn't even have to be vintage clothes. It doesn't have to be. It can be clothes that you made. So you're renting the rack. It's basically like your own little shop. You can put whatever you want there.
Well, that's kinda cool.
They just ask that you don't price anything but below $20.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Crossroads or Buffalo Exchange and they tell me, oh, my clothes are garbage. I'm like, okay.
Right, I know. And
Okay.
I'm like, okay, no, somebody's going to want this.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to sell it doesn't mean that somebody doesn't want it. But then it's the sort of thing where like some things are like valuable enough that you don't want to give it to Goodwill. Like, it's the sort of thing where like, say it's a fancy dress. You're like, okay, well, am I going to go to the trouble of like gathering up a bunch of like fancy dresses to give them to like a prom place or something like that? It's like, there's just so much work to be done. But this place was so neat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give it a visit.
Yeah, you will. It's good
It's a nice
stuff.
little shop. I started giving stuff away to my friends.
Yeah.
I'm a giver awayer. I finally went through my closet and got all the things. Because, once I got my ID out, my boobs just went like from big to bigger. And I was like, you know what? They're never going to go backwards. They're never going to come back in.
Mine did.
I guess that's true. They could. Well, in my head right now, they're never going back. So I was like looking at some tops I had that I really like from Reformation that I was like, I've had these pieces for years. They were like some of my first like investment pieces. I gave them to my friends with smaller boobs.
And they
I
look
was
nice.
like, I think you'll look nice in this. Yeah. And because I kept them up, like, steaming them a lot, making sure that they were like kept really well. But there were things in my closet that I was like, this isn't made for me anymore. I Marie Kondoed. Thank you.
Good for you.
Goodbye.
I just did that to my underwear drawer.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to change your underwear like every 6 months? That was like on TikTok.
What? I
and
have
was
underwear
like,
from
what?
college.
I was like, I'm a scumbag.
Probably high school.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. No,
for sure.
Never.
Yeah.
Really?
Now I'm
Where
like,
did you read that?
well, I didn't read it, Ariel. I saw it on TikTok. And if it's on TikTok, it has to be true.
Oh
Obviously.
my goodness.
Obviously.
No, I bought a bunch of Skims.
Skim.
I love them.
Skimmed.
Their Fits Everybody underwear. They are so stretchy.
Oh.
So stretchy. Skims, hit us up. Seriously. So great. I'm wearing them right now and I love them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Elite.
Yeah.
Elite.
And they're not super expensive either.
That's nice. That's lit. That's lit.
Yeah. 6 months? That is crazy.
That's what I heard. So now I'm just like
Oh, okay. So
Staring at my underwear person.
I know you're trying to move on, but I had an idea that I really want to do. So
Ariel, we're not trading underwear.
no,
We're not going to rent a rack and just put underwear on there.
I mean, if you have 6-month-old underwear, like that's
I'll take 'em.
basically new. I'll take those.
Oh my, you guys. You don't want my granny panties. I know you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Sure. But I want to do a clothing swap where you get a bunch of like people together and just bring all the clothes that you like love that you would want to give to your friends or something like that. But you know, you're maybe you have like 20 pieces and you're not like, okay, here's 2 for that'll be perfect for Maggie. Here's 2 that'll be perfect for Rachel, like that sort of thing. You just bring all of your clothes, you invite a bunch of friends, get some wine, obviously, and just throw all the clothes in, and you just go shopping in other people's clothes, right?
Put it on the books, Ariel.
Yeah.
Send us an iCal invite.
I really want to, and I actually
Do
I have a box of stuff in my storage right now that's like for the clothing swap.
Yeah.
It's like stuff that I know that Maggie's gonna want to wear, or that I know that Becky's gonna want to wear.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Put it on the books.
Okay.
Put it in your
on.
calendar right after this. Pick a day.
I'll bring a little rack. I have a little travel rack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Then we're not digging around on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's I did it in college one time, and I still have clothes from that clothing swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also when something is like, when you're not having to go through the like, I don't know, mental process of buying it, you take more chances. You know, you're like, maybe I'll wear this top. Sure.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
All right, now we can move on, Becky. Now that we have planned our clothing swap.
Speaking of swapping, what if we swapped our emotions for movies and TV and songs? Do you have a movie for when, or a song when you want to believe in love? Like if you're feeling a little down and you want to be like, feel sweetie pie? Is there like a song that you put on that you're like, oh?
You know I do. And it is probably the most stereotypical song. It's that one from Twilight.
Ariel, that's literally my song because that was the song I left down the aisle too.
Is it heart?
Beats fast.
Colors and
Like, half the time,
1,000 years.
I'll like tear up a little bit,
Yeah.
just being like, I love love. Oh God.
Falling in Love with You by Elvis always like makes me go,
Oh,
good song.
good.
It's a
Yeah.
very
Good.
good song.
Also, Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
Well,
I love that one too. Sorry.
you love your Ed.
I do
You
love
and
Ed.
are-
I do love Ed.
I've
Both
seen
of my
you.
babies were born to Ed Sheeran. Like,
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say conceived. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, Ariel.
no. I had to have dancing music when I was birthing.
Oh, gotcha.
You got it.
Yeah. I get
Birth
it.
and music.
I had a birth in music. Yeah,
What
there's
is your-
Shape of You.
Yeah. Speaking of songs, what is your Running Up the Hill song to get you out of? Is that a spoiler? No.
I feel kind of.
To get you out of what?
Just say your Stranger Things.
She
Running Up the Hill
hasn't seen
song.
any. I don't think Ariel's seen it yet.
Don't, but
It doesn't
glad, 'cause
spoil
she'll spoil.
anything. It doesn't spoil
What is
anything.
happening right
Nothing.
now?
Nothing, Ariel, nothing.
Nothing. Never
Is
mind.
this something that I haven't seen
You will
yet?
eventually
All
see
of you
it.
are talking about it.
Nothing.
It's okay. You have children. Next.
So guys, what did you?
Can't do that. Can't just move on.
I know you will see it eventually, and we'll talk about it.
So I hope you watch Stranger Things soon.
Yeah. So we can talk about it.
But what have you guys been? What makes you hopeful when you need that little pick me up? Is there anything that comes to mind when you're like, oh, I love this. I love this for the world. For me, it's kids. I love these kids on the internet.
Really?
I'm
like
literally
children?
obsessed. I'm obsessed with Gen Zers. Like the 15 to like 17-year-olds right now, I think are like, they are going to go down in history as like the greatest generation that ever lived. I'm putting my
Really?
money on it right now. Absolutely. These kids are fucking changing everything. Like, the world sucks, but these kids are like, we won't stand for it. Like, they are just mobilizing and vocalizing and doing all the things that like we didn't do as kids, and definitely our parents didn't do as kids. So I'm very excited for the day when all of like the old people in government die and the kids can take over.
We're the kids of America.
Really it is. They make me hopeful. So I like when I see kids, like, I get educated all the time by kids.
Yeah.
Like the things that they're interested in. One of the kids I follow, like, I guess he's not technically a kid because he just graduated from college. But he's like, this kid from Harvard who just does these great, like, little mini info things, and he'll tell you the history of something or like explain to you something in like a really very easily digestible way that can kickstart your learning. So I
love that.
love kids. They make me hopeful.
It really shows how TikTok is like such an accessible way of getting information.
Yeah.
You know, because it makes me think of like, where
A
do
starting point for your information.
Sure,
Don't make
sure,
it your
sure,
only
sure.
information,
Yes.
as
Yeah, I
we
mean,
know.
I was
from
doing
me.
research. I read an article, aka TikTok.
Yeah, Becky, did you know if you tap a pineapple, it comes out perfectly cut?
I said, Miles, to use that as a starting point because some of us in this room have learned
Trick talked.
that you get trick talked and not everything is real, but some things are real and you can use it as a starting point to further your research on whether or not you can really cut a pineapple by twisting it.
by twisting it? Oh my gosh. No, because I feel like a lot of like that sort of information, kind of more random information that you're not looking up specifically. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, where do I find that information? And usually I get it from TV shows or like places like the History Channel or Drunk History or something like that. But these are shows that have had to go through a process that, they're probably written by people who have been in the industry for a long time. Like, and just the whole idea that somebody could go on TikTok and kind of teach you something that quickly. It's fascinating and it's liberating.
Yeah. What makes you hopeful, Mags?
What makes me hopeful? I don't know.
Maggie's like, I haven't felt hope in
500
years.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the news from last week really took a toll on me this weekend, and I had to take. I had to take time to myself. I was like, I'm sad. I'm sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
it's
I'm
hard.
feeling I can tangentially pull something from my what makes me hopeful.
Yeah.
Or in the past, what has given you hope? Not necessarily like hope for what's
The future.
happening in the government right now.
No,
but
for
just
sure.
Hope.
Hope. We've had a lot of family time recently, and Zach's sister's getting married in like 2 weeks, and like she's going to be moving to California eventually. So I'm hopeful for a beautiful future having family closer.
Big extended family.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big extended family.
I'm just imagining like you guys raising kids together.
Lots and lots. And lots of
like
kids.
the grandparents are around. Okay, I've been listening to a book recently that's about like the changes in in like families, and I just love the idea of like a big family that kind of like group takes care of children, you know, because it makes the burden of having children so much less. Like it's just it's an interesting way to think about raising kids.
Oh yeah, damn! It does take a village. Yeah.
So you're
Both my
gathering your
sisters
village.
don't want to have kids, so like having them, they were like, "We are happy to take care of your
Right?
future kids."
Super aunties.
Like super aunties for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Do you feel hopeful for your wedding coming up? Your nuptials?
I am hopeful for
What's been
that.
filling you with joy and hope in thinking about it? Because planning a wedding's stressful.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Make us smile, Mags.
Yeah. What has been exciting? I feel like most of the decisions now won't, like you can't really do anything until it gets closer. So like most of the stuff is pretty set. It's just all these like
just cruising.
It's just these little decisions that I keep getting that I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. But helping Zach's sister plan her wedding has like helped me kind of like, oh, you should start thinking about that as
All
well.
the details.
But yeah,
What's on the menu?
on the menu. We haven't even tried the food yet. Yeah, we're not
It's
doing
still
that till
pretty early.
It's still pretty early, and they told me
that's true.
they're like, you can look at the menu, and I don't know. We're taking a shot in the dark. Hopefully, the food's good. We haven't tried it, but seasonally, you should try once it gets closer because produce changes and ingredients.
As a lover of weddings, if you have enough booze,
I'm honestly, I went through a period where I was just worrying about every little thing. I was like, Zach, what happens if someone gets too drunk at our wedding and they get lost and they like crack their head on cobblestone? And Zach was like, you cannot think about that.
cannot think about that.
You cannot think about that. I was
Don't worry,
like,
Meg, I'll prepare.
I'm so
I'll
scared.
prepare.
What happens if someone like doesn't know how to get home? I'm like, I'm scared.
They're gonna be fine. They're going to be fine.
I'm a worry wart. Yeah. So just make sure nobody.
Just try and I'll be prepared and just try and like remind yourself in your head that these are adults. You're inviting adults to your wedding, adults who have their own agency.
Yeah. I was like, what happens if they drink too much?
Then that is their
Are you having
their
like
thing.
cocktails that come out of a thingy or a bartender?
I think both for
Because
efficiency.
it's very easy
do
for
some
people
pre-batch
to
and a
overdrink
bartender.
if they're serving themselves. But if you have a bartender,
Oh, they're not
they can
serving
cut them
themselves.
off.
I don't think so. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to trust.
It's
you
all
just
gonna
have
be
to
good.
trust the people that. Yeah.
It's all gonna be good.
You just have
That's
to
gonna
have
be
a
the
good
least
time.
of your worries.
Yeah.
Least of your worries. And we'll crack some skulls on our own if we see them getting too rowdy.
I'm like, don't get too drunk.
Like, don't do it. Watch yourselves. Watch yourselves.
No, you can't worry about other people. I am thinking about that menu though. I'm very excited.
Okay, I'll run it by you, Ariel. Make sure there's something for everyone.
Oh, you do not have to run it by me. I just tell me so I can get excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be an all vegan menu.
I'm just kidding. So she can
No
get
cheese,
high.
no butter.
Please tell me about all the cheese that you're
There will be cheese. There was a point in time where we were like, should we make it all like plant based?
You can if you want.
No, I'm kidding.
It's delicious.
No, I want to.
Ooh, we got this
People
amazing
eat
cashew
it.
cheese.
Ooh,
So good.
Good.
cashew cheese is really good.
It's almost like a dip. You could like dip chips in it and stuff.
Yum.
Lit. Do you guys get hype about food?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get hype when you're like go eat at a really nice restaurant.
Have you seen that?
Or even like Shake Shack.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Winnie the Pooh meme when he has like a little bib on and a party hat and he's just dancing there with his utensils? I feel like that way about every single meal that's coming. Every single one.
I love food,
Me too.
especially good food.
Me too.
Even not good food. I get hype.
No, Ariel, no. If it's bad food, no hype. No hype. It takes my hype away when I think food is going to be good and then it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean
like,
that sucks.
no hype.
Yeah.
But no, like-
wasted tummy space when it could have been delicious ruins my day. Ruins my day.
Makes me sad.
When have you guys had like really bad food?
When I'm in a place that I've never been before and I take a chance, I'm like, oh, I'm walking. I was like, I need to just eat to sustain myself real quick.
Yeah.
And then I do, and I'm like, that wasn't yummy.
I made a bad choice.
Yeah, I should have done
Like the donut.
No, the donut was
I don't want to
delicious.
hear this donut blasphemy.
Yeah.
Jack, our sweet angel, brought us donuts. We all had
So
one,
good.
and everyone's having a great time.
I had the same donut you did, Ariel. My experience was completely different.
My
Maple
tummy does
bar
not feel
can
good.
never do any wrong.
I think it was just too much sugar.
Donuts are good for the soul. There's no such thing as too much sugar.
There absolutely
Sugar,
is.
sugar. Cane sugar, corn sugar, sugar, sugar.
That
I'm
is-
gonna,
no.
Never.
I'm gonna let that one lie.
Never.
Becky, are you taking apart that chair?
The chair has been apart.
We need to get this
Guys.
woman a fidget spinner or something.
Guys, if you want me to not play with things, we need to have recordings later so I can eat my breakfast and take my drugs. Otherwise, these feel really nice. These feel good.
Who do you think did this?
I didn't do it. I would guess that it's one of the many dogs that has giant nails that's allowed to be on all the furniture. I would say it wasn't a person, but an animal.
An animal. That's probably true.
But an animal. Going back to buyer's remorse.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I've mentioned this before when we did our Unhinged episode as a joke about your second children. But when we first got Grandpa Barry, I will say there was a moment where I was like,
Oh,
Did you buy too many toys?
shit, no, Grandpa Barry himself.
Oh.
Himself, because he lied to us. You know, when we first got him, he was sick. He tricked us.
Right.
He thought
He
it was
was
a
just a
kimbap
sweetie.
situation.
Right.
Yeah. Where then we got him and we were like, you are sent straight from hell. But he is so dang cute.
He is.
He's so dang cute. I can't stop. Even when he like takes the stinkiest poop and it just smells like he literally shit on the bed. And his little face, he goes like this.
Oh my goodness.
How can you be mad at an angel like that?
Yeah.
And he's little, so you can lift him up and just kind of toss him around.
Yeah. I feel like that's
he's
like
funny.
a common experience with people who get pets. Not necessarily for the first time, but I definitely, when I first got Bowie, was like, oh my God,
What have we
Zach's
done?
already put him on the internet. I can't take him back. He's like so much work. He cries all the time. He's chewing everything. He's biting me. I was like, what do I do? And then I just talked to my really close friend who just got a puppy. And she was like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if I can do this. It's her first dog ever.
Yeah.
She's lived her entire life without dogs. And she's like, this is crazy. I feel like I have a newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, don't worry. It gets better. And you get to know each other.
Gets better.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
I have had the same conversation about my children with parents of older children, and they're like, "Don't worry, it gets better." I was talking to a friend the other day, so they like name all of the years. You know, there's like you have a newborn when they're like one-ish, and then there's the terrible twos. Or maybe
Three-nagers.
and the three-nagers.
I've heard three-nager.
But at 4, it generally stops. People are like, when they're like 4, it gets better.
Four, they're a bore.
No,
it's like
I
a
was-
drinking game.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, no. We call them the fucking 4s.
What?
And I was like, that's so apt. It's like,
You can mold it
Demons?
to whatever you want.
just like
Every child is different, I guess.
every child is different. Every child is different. But I swear, sometimes I'm like, fucking 4. Driving me nuts.
Demon babies.
No, they're angels. They're angels. It's just, when I specifically ask Wes not to do something and then he just does it and like looks at me in the face while he does it, and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Literally, Grandpa Barry. He was getting in the toilet the other day, standing on the toilet seat, head almost in the toilet, going, hey,
Gross.
hey.
And so
We're like, you get off of there. And he just goes, meow.
but see, he's a cat.
like a
and
saucy, like,
maybe
old
doesn't understand
meow.
words. But
Meow.
if Wes was doing that and I said, Wes, get your head out of the toilet, and he didn't, I'd be really mad, right?
Yeah. And I guess you can't just lift him up and toss him
Right.
and close the door.
Right. You kind of have to and he's like, he's so smart that I have to convince him and make it sound like his idea. And it's constant. It's constant.
It's like a mind game.
It's a mind game. It's a mind game
mind
with him. I know. But yes, it's great practice for children is having these pets that you're like, I have to live with you now.
You are my baby.
You run the
Alfred distrusted us for the first time in his 2 years of life. Our sweet baby kitten.
Why?
Big boy. So the guys came in. We're finished. The construction is done. We have one more day, and then there will never be people in my house ever again.
Not true.
Never. I will never change anything else. I love it exactly the way it is. I'm done.
What about a plumber?
Okay, yeah, we still do need a plumber every once in a while. Okay, they can come. That's fine. That's fine. No, and the guys who have been coming are very nice men. But we had to lock Alfred in his room. And it was the same day that Keith had to film a little ad for Instagram with the cats. And so we put them in their room where they had to be for the guys. And we had them come out to do the little ad. And then I put him back in the room. And then the next day, we had let him out of the room at night, obviously, when the guys were gone. But the next day, when he came out, he would not go back in that room. We were like, Alfie, we have food. And we put it down. Usually we call it the big boy run because he runs, but his little arms and legs kind of do a shimmy. And so he runs. He takes you right to his food and he's like, put it here, put it here. And he didn't do it.
No.
And Keith was like, went and sat on the couch with him and was like, I'm sorry.
Emotional
We
boy.
had to put you
Sensitive
in
boy.
there. And he just like looked at him. And Keith's like, I don't think he trusts us anymore. And I was like, he's a cat. He's a cat. He'll eat when he's hungry.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
But yeah, we were just like, we're sorry. We didn't mean to lie to you this way.
That's so sad.
Do your dogs ever get that way?
Yes, absolutely. I took Bowie to the vet last week and he had to get blood work This is the first time, because I started taking him to a new vet during peak COVID. So they would take him to the back and I would wait in my car and then he'd return him. So I was sitting in the examination room and they're like, do you mind if we draw blood in here? And I was like, yeah, sure. I've never been in a room when you draw blood on my dog. So, but yeah, just let me know what you want me to do. She's like, okay, just so you know, we take blood from the dog's jugular.
Whoa!
And I was like, whoa. She's like, yeah, it's actually less like traumatic that way because like the vessel is bigger. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, the ones in the paws are a lot smaller. So this guy comes in and just like grabs Bowie and like gives him a huge bear hug, and Bowie's like freaking out, looking at me. And like he got out at one point and like was underneath my chair, and then they like grabbed him by the leash and like got him again. And I was like, let me know if you want. And I like tried giving him treats, but he was like thrashing and it was making it worse. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, do you want me to hold him? And they were like, no, we're just going to take him to the back. And so they like wrapped him in a towel and like took him to the back and like ended up doing it on his arm because he like did not like his neck touched. But it was like,
well, I wouldn't like my neck touched either if I was like, it's like in a horror movie, stabs you in the jugular.
Like a vampire.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was like, oh my gosh. And for like 2 days, Bowie, like anytime I would like look at him and like, because he has like this little skin thing on his paw that I've been like doing disinfecting wipes and like stuff too. Yeah. He like would run away from me. I was like, he doesn't trust me anymore. Oh, he was like all going to Zach. He was like, Zach's my dude. Maggie, bad news. That lady, crazy. So then the vet tech was like, you need to bring him for happy visits. I'm like, what's that? And she's like, you just come into the vet, nobody touches him, he gets treats, you leave. I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of that
Happy visit.
That sounds amazing.
I want to do happy visits at my doctor's office. They never recommended that.
You get a lollipop?
I just show up. They get
What the hell? They poke me with things.
Yeah. Poor Bo. He had some trauma this week. Oh.
And with that, we have had a happy visit with all of our listeners. Mm-hmm. We love all of you. I hope that you have showed up and gotten what you came for.
Yeah.
Anywho, we'll see you next time. Becky, you want to take us out?
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it gave you a small bit of reprieve from what we've all collectively been going through for this past weekend. We absolutely can't wait to get on that episode, get that episode in the books. If you have any recommendations of people, activists, other YouTubers who are more educated than we are to speak on Roe v. Wade and on a person's right to choose, we would absolutely love for you to drop them in the comments below. Mm-hmm. But until then, we will see you next time. Make sure you're washing your hands. Be nice to each other. Get vaccinated. Get boosted. Mm-hmm. Stay safe out there. Mm-hmm. Donate if you can to organizations that need it right now. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.